It's the most uncomfortable chair I've ever sat in my life. But I'm Jimmy Breuer. We go way back.
Way back, way back. That's when the fun was way back, way back. He's a little bit country. I'm a little bit rock and roll. Hey, you got to tell me when we're going, too.
You were loving it.
We are going? Fantastic.
We've been going the whole time. We've been sitting down
I didn't
here.
know. I'm sitting there goofing off. What's up, everyone? How about a big round of applause for Mr. Larry, the cable guy?
You're done. We're doing sight gags on the radio.
That's right. By the way, the new movie Cars 3 is in theaters right now.
Fantastic
the movie came out today.
Fantastic, if I can say so myself.
It is, right?
Oh, my gosh. Well, in all honesty, the first movie is my favorite because it's the first one I ever did for Pixar, so it's kind of cool. The second movie was kind of a diversion from the first movie because the Mater Tales were so popular with kids.
Yeah.
So they kind of made a big, giant Mater Tale for Cars 2.
Yep.
And then the third movie really is wrapping up the first movie. So that's the true sequel. And if I wasn't in any of the movies and I watched the movies, the third one would be my favorite movie. It's very rare you get a third movie that's just as good as the other movies. But, man, when I went and saw the premiere out in L.A. for the first time, the last 12 minutes of the movie, there's 3,000 people. They're hooting, hollering, clapping, cheering. It was pretty neat.
That's awesome. That is awesome.
And I was fantastic.
You make that, yeah.
You're dead.
You are amazing as that. You are amazing in it.
Yeah, it
makes the whole. And they did Pixar. I gotta say, even because I have kids, they're adults now, but Pixar. You know, when you have kids, and you do too, Larry, when you go see a movie and you go, oh, no, we're going to go see a cartoon. And there's certain, like, please.
Let me ask you, do you have to oil your neck before you come in? I always wondered that with you.
But to me, going to see a kid movie is either a good nap. I got a good nap time, right. Or once in a while it's entertaining. The Cars are very entertaining, and you, Larry the Cable Guy, make it really entertaining. So if you have kids...
Nothing makes me laugh more than Jim Breuer. I'll be honest with you. It's so flippin' funny.
So the new movie is out right now. Right now. Cut out of work. Bring your kids. And if your kids are in school, they're in the wrong school. You should not be in school still. It's the third week in June. Take them out.
Yeah, no kids. Switch schools.
Yeah, exactly. How long you... I've done some voiceovers myself. I think I did 2 in my lifetime, Larry. And how long does it take you when you're doing the voiceover?
Well, here's the cool thing about Cars 3. In the first movie, I'd never done it before, and I went and met everybody at Pixar, and so the first time I went, I think I was there. I did 10 sessions in Emeryville, California, at 4 hours apiece.
That's a long time.
Yeah, and the second movie, I think I did 12 sessions at 4 hours apiece, maybe 3 hours apiece.
Yeah.
But Mater was pretty much the main character in that. And then this one, though, I do all the toys and the games and the video games and the mini movies. I don't get a sound alike because I didn't want anybody else to be Mater. Plus, they had a hard time finding anybody to do the voice because it's hard to do. So I do all that stuff. So I put a studio in my house so I can just, whenever they need me. I mean, I've been doing Mater voices since 2003, almost something every month or two.
Yeah.
And so I can just walk down to my barn and I can turn on my stuff and do it. So for the third movie, I didn't have to go out there at all. For the third movie, Brian Fee was directing it, and so John Laster's awesome, and we're buddies, and I think he pretty much just trusted and knew that I knew the part. So I went to Omaha. I live in a little town that's east of Lincoln, Nebraska, so it's only 40 minutes away. I drove up and I did my parts. Took me a couple hours. I think I did 4 trips up there, and then the rest of it, everything else, any touch-up stuff I just did from the house.
Like a gentleman.
Yeah, like a gentleman.
Finish your grilled cheese sandwich. We're going to go wrap up Cars 3 right now.
That's what I was doing. Just like that. Hey, what's up, McQueen? Sitting there eating a sandwich.
Someone keep the dog quiet. He sees a deer. Oof, oof, oof. Trying to record a movie here. Now
that did happen a couple of times.
I'm sure it did.
It did. I remember I was right in the middle of something. One of the scenes in the middle, I think, when he was Skyping me, and all of a sudden I hear a basketball bouncing, and I'm like going, hold on a second. I'm in here! Put the ball down!
Or you're really amping up and your wife comes in. Your friend is on the line. Charlie's supposed to be called. Oh, I'm sorry.
Do you want something to eat?
I'm sorry.
I always thought it would be funny when George Bush was in the White House. Oh, and I always thought it'd been funny if some of his redneck buddies came to visit him. You know how he's always had friends? He always had friends up at there, I always thought it'd be funny if he's in this meeting and this Middle East peace negotiation there in the White House. All of a sudden the door opens up and goes, "Hey, George, sorry, we're running up to Arby's. Y'all need anything in here?" That'd been hilarious. No, we're good. Hey, do y'all eat meat? What country you from? Y'all eat pork?
Well,
I'll bring you some pork ribs. He tells the leader of Israel, "We're going to bring y'all some pork ribs. You sit there." Oh, my gosh, that'd be hilarious.
Who's the guy? I got friends in low place. Who's
Garth Brooks.
Garth Brooks. When I was on SNL, he came on the host. Now, everyone that came on, they were like, I want the room changed. I want this. We had steak dinner. I'll never forget this. Him and his home band, all they wanted was Taco Bell. So there you go.
Wow.
Taco Bell. He's like, we just want Taco Bell.
Yeah, there's something about that food that, us,
I think it's the
us
redneck
country
in 'em.
folks like,
Yeah.
I remember we did the
Taco
premiere
Bell.
in L.A., and so, they got all these people walking around with me. I probably haven't left L.A. in their life, and then they wanted to go, well, where should we find to eat? And they bring these menus over, and I go, there's an Arby's over there. Let's go to Arby's. I'm not kidding. So I take all these executives from Disney. We're sitting in they're all tight little tables, and we're over there sitting at Arby's eating lunch.
You got to put the barbecue sauce on the roast beef.
Oh,
Put the barbecue sauce. Much better at that.
got the sitting over there with Bob Iger. Hey, Bob, put that horsey sauce on there. You like it, horsey sauce? It's just clueless about everything. That'd be hilarious.
All right, so we...
Let me just say this,
yeah,
Kenny.
go
This is
ahead.
a quick
Go ahead,
story.
Larry.
We have a little time.
Yeah, we got a lot of time.
I got to tell you a story about me and Jimmy Breuer. We all started together in Florida, and I know you were starting to tell them that story, but I always tell everybody this story because it's crazy how life works. And I don't know if you remember who was there. I think Maggie said you weren't sure who was at the table.
I couldn't remember the third guy.
There was more than that. There was a bunch. There was
of
like
us, right?
6 of us.
Was it?
So I was in the West Palm Beach clique of comedians, and Jim was in the Orlando clique of comedians, and we worked out of the Comedy Corner in West Palm Beach, and Jimmy worked out of Bonkers in Orlando.
Bonkers, yeah.
And so we all had second jobs. I was a bellhop at a hotel, and I don't know what.
I was a waiter.
He was a waiter, but
Really
we were
nice
all
restaurant.
trying to be comedians. We were open mic comedians, and so. Yeah. But we got along. We were the rare exception of comic cliques that got along, and the Orlando and West Palm guys got along. So we would come up to Orlando to Bonkers because Joe wanted us to come up, San Filippo, who owned it. And so we did an open mic nights together every now and then at Bonkers. So one night, just how crazy it was that came out of Orlando and West Palm Beach. In one night, we finished the show, open mic. Now we go out to Denny's, and we're at Denny's on Lee Road about 11:30 at night in Orlando, sitting at that table that day, all with second jobs, trying to get popular. Me, Carrot Top,
right.
Jim Breuer, Daryl Hammond,
That's right.
Billy Gardell.
That's right.
All at that table, and Tom Ryan was there.
Tom Ryan was the one. I couldn't remember Tom.
That's right.
Yeah.
And all at that table at the same time.
God, can you imagine a photograph of that in time, or just listening to that conversation?
I know, right? That would have been something. That was crazy.
That's pretty cool. And then, I ran into you years later.
With his car, which was horrible.
It was horrible. Did damage to your knees. And I just remember, I only remember the gig. It was an outdoor event, and I bombed horrendously.
Oh, that was at Merriweather Post Pavilion.
Oh,
I remember that. What the hell happened?
Oh, I had to follow the Scorpions.
He did. And you know what? The Scorpions forgot their guitar. Remember
That's right.
The airport lost their instruments.
That's right.
So the Scorpions came out and performed before Jim came out.
Yeah.
Before Jim Breuer comes out, here's the Scorpions! And people are going nuts. And they did this fantastic acoustic set.
Right.
You know.
Still having you. I'm like, I got this. I got this.
Oh my
Running
gosh.
like a hurricane. I got this. I got this.
Oh, I remember that. Yeah. But I don't think you did that. I don't think you.
Oh no, I remember clearly,
Do
Larry.
you? Okay, maybe
I
don't
took a first-class whooping. Thank goodness YouTube didn't exist back then, because that'd be very entertaining right now.
But see, that's what makes us better as comedians. Moments like that.
Yes, yeah, absolutely. Bombing in front of 10,000 people. That was great.
The Merriweather.
That's a character builder.
Well, you got a couple floors built that day.
Oh, brother. You are listening to SiriusXM Town Hall with Larry the Cable Guy. I'm your host, Jim Breuer, and we're talking about the new movie Cars 3. It's in theaters right now, so go out and see Cars 3 today. We have some questions from the audience.
And you can see it tomorrow, too, if you'd like. It's out. It's probably be out for a couple of months.
It's a good Father's Day thing.
Yeah. I think Father's Day is the biggest piece of crap holiday on the planet. And I'll tell you why. That's where your wife and kids take your money and buy you crap you didn't want to begin with. You know what I mean? Or else my wife and kids, God bless them, I love them to death, but every year, Father's Day, I know what I'm getting. A plate of butterscotch scotchies, because I love butterscotch scotchies. And I don't know if that's because they love me or I got a lot of money and they're trying to give me diabetes and, and kill me off.
That's hilarious. That's what I get. I get whatchamacallit every year. I'll whatchamacallit. The candy bar, whatchamacallit.
Yeah, right.
Your dad, whatchamacallit. Thank you.
Happy Father's Day.
Yeah. Dave Chesney. What's up, Dave? How are you?
Hi, how are
Where you
guys?
from, Dave?
Colonia, New Jersey. Not too far from here.
Where is that? West? North?
Central New Jersey.
Central New Jersey. You near me? Morris County?
No, Middlesex County.
Okay.
You Mets or Yankees?
Grew up Yankees, yeah.
Okay.
I know, he's a big Mets guy.
Yeah, Jimmy's Mets.
It's really ugly, right? It's tough times right now.
Next question, please. Next questioner.
What's the most embarrassing thing that's ever happened to you on a set, a movie, on stage? Anything like embarrassing that you go, oh my gosh.
I was on stage one time, and this comedian went out the Merriweather Post Pavilion. And this guy.
I'll never forget. His band Scorpions was up there. And he's all like, I'm on SNL. I got this. That's great.
No, I did when I was doing my show on History Channel. They wanted me to do this. I love this show because it was completely ad-libbed. I mean, I didn't want to know what kind of a show I was doing. I just wanted to know where I was going so I could get there. And when I got there, that's when they told me what we were going to do. So, because I wanted it to be spontaneous. And so we were coming to New York. I said, okay, we're going to film in New York this week. So I flew to New York. I said, so what are we doing today? Well, we're going to do a story with the naked cowboy. So you're going to dress as the naked cowboy and you're just going to see what his day's like. And I said, oh, crap. Seriously, I am not looking forward to this at all. And I'm trying to drop weight now. I got a little big, but I'm back down to 275. I got up to
exciting.
I got up to like 290. But when I did this, I was about 292 pounds. I was the biggest I'd ever been in my life. And so I have to be the naked cowboy. So I go in this gas station outside of the city and I change into my underwear. I'm in my tighty whities and a cowboy hat. That's it. And a pair of cowboy boots. And I'm thinking, oh man, this sucks. I mean, what am I doing?
What I do?
So I get to the city and we're down in an underground parking garage. It's 55 degrees. It's drizzling. And the naked cowboy's waiting on me down there. And I'm like, hey, here's the good news. Nobody's really going to know it's me, so I'm just going to suck this up for 6 hours, and I'm going to be a weirdo all day. But the good news is I'm somebody, nobody's going to, because I got a cowboy hat, a pair of whitey ties, and a guitar. I'm hanging with a naked cowboy. Nobody's going to say anything. No sooner do I walk out of the tunnel, there's an Iranian cab driver sitting there with his window open, and he goes, "Hey, Larry the Cable Guy!" I'm like, "Oh, dadgummit." And then he goes, "Get her done!" I'm like, "Yeah, how you doing, buddy? Shut up, you're killing me over here." So that literally was the most embarrassing thing I've ever done. But I will say it made for a pretty funny show. That was a funny show, but boy, it was embarrassing.
Good question for a Yankee fan. If you just tune in, you're listening to SiriusXM Town Hall with Larry the Cable Guy. His movie came out. Cars 3 is out right now.
And you're going to meet the people on the other end that are tuning out.
That movie is out today. We're taking questions from you. Where's Bobby Harris? You say, Bobo?
What do I say? So even though it's brought you so much notoriety and success, are you sick and tired of hearing "Get Her Done"?
Oh, I thought you were saying you're sick and tired of being naked. That's probably a lot of notoriety. I'm not sick of Get Her Done. I think it's really cool. I think it's, you can't just come up with a catchphrase like you want to come up with a catchphrase. You can ask Jim, it's very organic. It just happens. And I never thought it would ever happen. I started saying it on the radio, and then it got popular. And so I started selling T-shirts and hats and got it copyrighted and the whole deal. But no, I'm not sick of it at all. I think it's really cool. I mean, here's the thing. We're comedians. I'm a comedian. I don't take myself that seriously. People get joy out of it and people laugh. Why do I care? It's like, remember when Jimmy Walker, I got nothing against, but Jimmy Walker would never say dynamite for anybody. Right. And, I grew up with that I grew up with that show, when I was a little kid. How cool. There's Jimmy Walker. Hey, Jimmy, give me one? Dynamite. Oh, dang, that's awesome. It makes you happy, but he doesn't do it anymore. No. And it's like, dude, seriously? Come on, man. So if it makes your fans happy and it's a good way to say hi to somebody, if it's an icebreaker, why not? I don't care. I love it. Yeah. I don't take, I'm like, Jimmy, same way. We don't take ourselves that seriously. The only thing I take seriously in life is my family and what I do when I'm not doing stand-up. This is a fun job, and the fact that we can make people laugh in crappy times, that's what it's all about. And if saying "Get Her Done" to you, or you saying "Get Her Done" to me makes your day, God bless you. I'm all for it. Get her done. Get her done. That's right. Except you. I don't like you saying that. So I don't want you to.
No, but you're right, Larry. That when we start out, we don't, we want to be funny, but as time goes on, like a band, that's your Walk This Way. That's your Dream On by Aerosmith. Yeah. And not too many, no matter how successful we get or how popular we get, not a lot of entertainers in general can say, I have this, I have that. And that went extremely pop culture.
Right.
It went, I see it in my town. I see stickers, "Get Her Done." It is. I
think it's cool.
It's very cool.
Anytime you can do, you're in the entertainment business, and you can do something that people recite and put stickers on the car. That's awesome.
You've done it.
It always irritates me. People that like I'm a fan of all the old bands. I'm a fan of REO Speedwagon and Marshall Tucker Band, and I always find it funny where people are like, "Oh, that's REO Speedwagon." You're gonna go, well, you know what? I like them. They bring me joy. They bring back a lot of memories. Suck it. You know what I mean? I get sick of people like that.
There you go.
They're always bitter about everything. Get her done.
You're listening to SiriusXM Town Hall with Larry the Cable Guy. I'm your host, Jim Breuer. The new movie Cars 3 is in theaters right now. And it came out today, right now. Take your kids out of school. And like I said before, they shouldn't be in school right now.
No, if you're in school now, that's the worst school in the planet.
It's a horrible school. Where's Bobby Harris? Oh, you're all right. It's Brian Harris?
Yeah.
Says Bobby, just for the record.
I like
Bobby, you're up.
I like how Jimmy gets to the card and he looks around. Is there a Bobby Harris? Meanwhile, they're going right down the line.
I just realized they're all in a row. And you guys know each other? Oh, I was going to say,
Bobby Harris.
Two tanks.
Yeah, that's no kidding. A couple of Nebraska offensive linemen right here.
Good
Holy
Lord.
mackerel.
Did either one of you play ball?
I still do.
Oh,
you do. What do you play?
He's a ballerina. He plays tennis. He plays a tennis player.
He's a tennis player. He plays just like that. Yep. Jeans, big boots, T-shirt. I love it.
My buddy Jack Sock is from Nebraska. He's a friend of mine. I smoke cigars with him every now and then. He doesn't smoke a lot of cigars because he's the #1 American tennis player right now, and he won a gold in the Olympics in the partners. What is it? The doubles.
Yeah, the doubles.
Dude, and he had 4. He played with a USA tennis racket, and he brought me one the other day. Signed it to me.
Did he?
Yeah, the racket
really cool.
he used in the thing. So, anyway, when I saw the big guy here that plays tennis, I thought it reminded me of that. You don't really play tennis.
No, I play football.
Okay, I was gonna say.
Go ahead, Bobby. What do you got?
Can you do any impersonations?
I can do Mater really good.
Yeah, let's hear Mater.
I would hope.
You know what? The only impression I can do George Costanza laughing. Or not laughing, I do George Costanza frustrated. I can do that, and I can do. and I can do
Jerry.
Arnold Schwarzenegger frustrated. See, I just do sounds. That's what I do. Sound. Can I take your order? The only impression I thought I could do pretty good. I used to be able to do Nick Nolte. I can't do him anymore. I used to go, hell, I'm a ragtop man. I used to do that. I'm a rag. You know me. I'm a ragtop man.
That's a good Nick Nolte.
That's not bad.
That's a really good Nick
And
Nolte.
then I loved the guy, in Beverly Hills Cop, the police chief that flew in.
I was just talking about
and said, is this the man who put a banana in the tailpipe of an unmarked unit and escorted officers, Taggart and Rosemilk, it's Rosewood, sir, to a striptease establishment? I just bet you are the pride of your department back in Detroit. That's it. That's the only other one I can do. It's the only other one I can do. And then I do a bunch of Spanish actors, but nobody knows about that.
Bob, do you even know the movie he was just doing? This is the sad part. He looks
Absolutely not.
Oh, dude,
doesn't that hurt? Doesn't that hurt, Larry?
doesn't
that hurt?
kills you.
Oh, doesn't that hurt?
That was Beverly Hills Cop.
Look,
Never
isn't that?
seen
This is when you know you're getting older, Larry. That's
The
when you
fact
know.
you haven't seen Beverly Hills Cop.
How scary
if
is
you
that?
weren't a big guy, I would punch you. Dude, that's like one of the all-time classic movies of all time.
My God.
Beverly Hills Cop, Back to the Future, Tombstone. You got to see those movies.
Seen Back to the Future. I haven't seen Tombstone though.
See, this is but do you see this is the age?
I know, but
We hit
that's
an
sad.
age where-
Jimmy, that's sad. Yeah, that's sad. Has everybody else seen Tombstone? One, yeah,
His
you've
brother
seen it?
has.
Wow. Yeah, you got to see Tombstone. It's one of the greatest movies ever made.
Blues Brothers. Ever hear of it?
I've heard of them.
See,
Porky's.
Porky's. Oh my God, Porky.
I mean, that's an American classic.
Yeah, no, that's what's. My daughter asked me because people would come up to me and they'll go, "Hey, do Joe Pesci," and my daughter goes, "Who's Joe Pesci?" And I went, "He's like an actor. I mean, he's Joe Pesci. He talks like this. So he was in good. Oh, you wouldn't know Goodfellas. All right, he was raging Home Alone. Home Alone. And she goes, so I'm like, he talks like this. And she goes, the guy who does the Snickers commercials?
Oh, man. I know. It's sad.
Isn't that horrifying?
Yeah, it really is. It's unbelievable.
But it's like our music too, where we're like who's your bands? Who's your bands? Larry?
Eagles,
Yeah.
Journey,
Right. Journey.
Styx, Speedway, the Cars.
That is like gonna be on the oldies channel on Sirius in like another 5-6
elevator
years.
music.
Yes, we're gonna be walking.
Yeah.
You're gonna be walking in your like what kind of grocery stores you have by you? I have ShopRite, Piggly Wiggly.
Yeah, no Hinky, Safeway.
Yeah, that's the music you're gonna be hearing. You're gonna be walking down the hall, and you're gonna hear Hotel California.
Yeah, up on the deal.
In the elevator.
Roll with the changes by Speedwagon, while you're picking up your cottage cheese.
Right.
Well, people can say what they want to about that music. That is literally every one of those bands we just mentioned.
Yeah.
Styx, Foreigner, Journey. Journey's in the Hall of Fame. But Speedwagon, Styx, Foreigner, the Cars, they should be in the Hall of Fame.
I saw Styx, and part of me, we went to a Mets game last year, and at the end of the game, Styx was playing. Now, I apologize for doing this, but at the end of the game, looked at my wife, and I think the Mets won. I'm like, all right, I don't want to hang out for Styx. And she's like, no, it's a free concert. Why? Styx. We stayed for Styx. Every single song, I was like, I love this song.
I know.
I forgot I love this song.
Yeah.
This is the greatest band ever.
They are.
Oh my gosh.
They were your first, they were your first arena bands.
Yes.
Yeah. Stadium bands.
Yeah.
So.
Oh, brother. Okay.
But go see that movie. I can't believe you haven't seen it.
Will do.
Isn't that scary?
Yeah, that really is scary.
Okay, Raina, that is you. Go ahead, knock it out, Raina.
What's something that people don't know about Mater?
Something they don't know about Mater.
Something they don't know about Mater? Every now and then on weekends, he identifies as a Porsche. I don't know. That's so ridiculous. I don't know.
Do you
I
go
have
to,
no idea what. I don't even know what. He's just a tow truck. I don't know what he.
Do you get to now with the Mater character in Car Suit? Do you get to go to Europe and stuff for the openings and all that jazz? Like, do they do that too?
No,
or
I don't have to go do all that.
But do you?
No.
Have you ever done that?
No, I never done
Have
that.
you ever been to like Europe or anything like that?
No, I'll be honest.
I know you're homegrown. You're like the real. I know.
I love it here. I don't want to go. I don't care about going anywhere else. It's pretty here.
What's it? What's your
what
favorite?
do they got over there? We ain't got here.
Fair enough.
Yeah.
Better croissants? I don't know.
I've been to Canada. I've been to Mexico. I love Mexico.
I like
I've been
Mexico.
to the islands. I've been, but I was supposed to go to Italy. My sister-in-law lives in Italy. She lives in Genoa, Italy. And we were supposed to go out there. And then I got a buddy of mine that works in D.C. And by the time I was going to go over there, he called me up and said, hey, listen, I don't think you should go over there because we're getting some tips that they might have a Mumbai-style attack or something like that.
Wow.
And Italy's on the list.
Really?
And I was taking my wife, and I was going to go golf, and I was going to take my wife and her girlfriends. They're going to go see U2 in Rome.
Oh, wow.
And he said he didn't feel comfortable with a bunch of American girls walking around at this point. And so we didn't go. It freaked me out. So, you know what? I'll just stay here.
All right. Sounds good.
I'll get the album.
So where do you...
Go fishing.
The new Cars 3 movie is in theaters right now. Came out today, so you can go check that out.
And it's fantastic.
Of course
it
it
really is good. No, I'm not just saying that because I'm in it, but it's good. And people said to me, like because I wasn't in any of the trailers. I was in one trailer. And so people go, are you in the movie? Because I'm taking my kids. Trust me, I'm not only in the movie, but they've got Mater positioned in some of the best parts of the movie. So you're going to love it. He's the Mater character isn't as prevalent as he was in one, but his lines and his laughs and the things he does are you won't see any difference.
Phenomenal. Where do you go? Like on if you have to go on vacation, where do you go? Where do you like going?
Well, when we go on vacation, my wife's from Wisconsin. We bought a place up in Wisconsin off a lake. So every summer, me and my wife go up to northern Wisconsin and and see her family, and I fish and golf and all that kind of stuff.
Yeah. You're a big golfer. I got to get into the golf.
I love golfing. And the cool thing about golfing now is if North Korea launches a missile, there's a good chance I'll already be in a bunker, so I won't have to worry about it.
Because that's where it's going. Supposedly it's heading to Wisconsin.
Yeah, they're pissed off at that. Yeah, they're mad at cheese. Kim Jong-il, he don't like cheese.
No, like the cheese.
My wife says he gets any bigger, they'll change his name to Kim Jong Spoon. And she's funny, right? Can I just say this? It's really disturbing.
Go ahead, Larry.
My wife's hilarious, and she says to me the other day, Jimmy, this is so ridiculous. She goes, when we were first married, you would leave like a little stain in your underwear, and you would throw them in the trash. You're so embarrassed. She goes, now you basically take a crap in them and put them in the hamper. I'm like, going, man, that's hilarious. And that's not true, by the way.
Frederick? Now, before I even say this is... You do not look like a Frederick.
Actually, I go by my middle name, Danny. So
Okay.
I don't look like a Frederick. That's why I
No,
go by
No,
Danny.
Maybe
you
a
do
Freddy.
not. You look like more of a Lucifer.
Look like Lucifer, sound like Mickey Mouse. God's got an evil sense of humor. What do you want me to tell you?
It's really funny. And did you write that? Did you write the...
Well, that's my. I thought there
That's
was
your.
what's my favorite.
What's really funny because he writes. He has a question. Basically,
I answered my own question.
he answered the question.
See, and
So
we
can I
really-
tell you the card I have, Larry?
Jim, let's be honest. That's fine because we've already beat the hell out of who his favorite bands are. REO Speedwagon,
Yes, that's true.
Styx. We know this.
that's-
So I'm just gonna, suck and sit down and move along.
No. This is really funny. He writes. Who's your favorite band? AC/DC. Frederick Reber.
Weber, 1B, Weber.
Weber. Frederick Weber.
So he asks these things.
AC/DC.
Answers the question, signs his name to it.
What's your favorite band? AC/DC.
I
That's
thought they were
awesome.
asking me like I matter.
You keep this up, you'll have your own show on Sirius.
So that is, are you a Brian Johnson guy, a Bon Scott, both, or of course
Everything
the newer
except
one?
for Fly on the Wall. I think that album should have never even been made. I don't think there's
That's a
one
little rough.
redeeming song on that album, but from starting out...
shake your foundations!
I mean...
There's a fly on the wall!
Oh, he's the best. He's the best, man.
But
It's so
you
flippin'
go back
funny.
to the beginning.
Shake the pink! He didn't like Fly on the Wall.
It
was pretty bad.
To me, it was just like that album that should have never been made by them.
You're probably
They're
right.
better than that.
It was a bad mistake.
Yeah, but you start out in the beginning and you have like Jailbreak and any song to me that has bagpipes in it, a rock tune with bagpipes. Hello, you got me.
You got you.
I'm hooked on that band.
Hey, Frederick, Cars 3 comes out on...
Today. Cars 3
and we
is
have
out
kids that are in one of them
today.
shitty schools that are still in
theaters
school
right now.
It's right now. We're leaving here and we're going to the movies.
Okay.
But
Awesome.
because
To see
we
what?
To see Cars 3 because
you.
we have kids that are in a shitty school and they're still in school. But that's fine because I don't want to be home watching them.
Wow.
I'm a bad parent.
Hey, you know what's funny? You do, because Jimmy cracks me up when he does his AC/DC, when he does his specials and does the heavy metal thing. But, I had an air guitar band.
I remember that.
Yeah. So when I was on the road, we had all these arenas we were doing. So we would go in. I went to the pawn shop, and for exercise, we would air guitar music because it was something different.
I remember showing videos.
Yeah,
It's hilarious.
I went to the pawn shop and I bought 2 guitars, a bass, and a drum set, and we had our crew. We paid them extra, my crew, and they were set up for the show. And at 2 o'clock, 3 o'clock in the afternoon, they'd go up there and put 3 extra mic stands, set up my drum set, put my guitars up there, and we'd go up there and we would air guitar 12 heavy metal songs. And I was the singer. Josh Wolf was my guitar player. The tour manager was the drummer, But anyway, so I did that all the time. I got video of it. I showed
I
you.
remember it.
Well, Bruce Hall from Speedwagon's a buddy of mine, and Speedwagon plays in my golf tournament. And they go, man, you should do that at one of our shows. That'd be so much fun. So I went to see REO Speedwagon in Omaha, Nebraska, and it was sold out. It was them and Def Leppard, and there's 15.
That's a great show.
Yeah, there's 15,000 people in there, and Speedwagon's up there playing. And I ran up on stage during Roll with the Changes, grabbed the guitar, and when it came time for the guitar part player. He went over and he went towards the drum set, turned around, and I walked out the ramp and I put my leg up on the speaker and I played the solo. Everybody thought I was playing it. It was the greatest night of my life, man. And they sent me a gold record for playing on it. They sent me, you can tune a piano, you can't tune a fish, and they sent me with my name on it. Oh, it was the greatest night of my life.
And the second greatest time for Larry is the video he showed me right before we walked out here. Larry just started playing drums.
He's learning how to play
And
drums.
he is so excited.
I really am.
Now
I'm like a
you know,
kid.
he's got a huge movie that comes out. That's out right now. Cars 3 is out right now. Huge movie. Worldwide movie. First thing Larry does, Jimmy, come here, I got to show you this thing. And it's him playing the drums. Dude, what was the song? It was a car song.
Just what I needed.
It was a car song. You just want to. And he's sitting there. He's like, "Watch this part. I hit the snare." Psing! And it's him alone in the corner of like his basement. Blue, 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 bing.
Hey, but I got that first part down.
It's awesome.
There's something about it. I'm trying to learn how to play them, and so I have a music room. I got a drum set. My guitars are hanging on the wall. I go in there and I start playing, and before I know it, I've been in there 3 hours. I mean, I love it.
I know. If you just tune in, you're listening to SiriusXM Town Hall. Larry the Cable Guy.
I don't have a job. That's why I can do that. Not working. Cars 3's done. I got plenty of time to drum.
New movie Cars 3 is in theaters right now. You want to check that out. You know what's this? I'm not gonna lie to you. I'm a little I'm envious of this. I kind of want to go to it, but some of you don't know about this. This summer, Jeff and Larry's Backyard Barbecue.
Oh yeah,
I've been listening to your channel and your show,
right.
which is also right here on
Sirius 97.
Yeah, Sirius 97, Jeff and Larry's Comedy Roundup, and that's on SiriusXM 97. But I heard you guys talking about this, and I was like, oh, that sounds like fun. And for those of you who want to know about it, it's Jeff and Larry's Backyard Barbecue. Dates are from August 18th to September 16th. So you have Eddie Money doing some dates, Marshall Tucker, Foghat, and you and Jeff.
And I. Yeah, so it's basically music, comedy, and a bunch of barbecue. It's just a good family night to come out. I'm looking forward to it. It's one of the reasons I'm learning how to play the drums. I want to play Slow Ride with Foghat.
Slow Ride. When you see Eddie Money, I'll give you some stories to pass along to him.
I got a couple too.
I got
Eddie Money.
You might like. Yeah, good one for you too. How you like? I'm listening to Rich. How you liking the? Of course, you like the radio show, but is it what you thought? Do you? Is it fun? A lot of work?
You mean Sirius 97?
Yeah, Sirius 97.
Oh man, it's a blast.
It
I
sounds
love
like
it.
you're having fun on
Well,
it.
you know what? We try to come up with some, we want to have a presence on our station. We don't want to just run clips. So Jeff and I want to do things on the station. So I started doing just an hour show on Fridays because usually before I fly out, I can do something in the
Do you
morning.
do it at your house?
Yeah, I do it at the house. But man, I started loving it. So then we moved to 2 hours, and it goes like that.
It flies.
So now I'm thinking maybe we'll do 3 hours, but it's really fun. I love it. I love taking calls and hearing from people, and it's just a blast. Sirius is like it's just the coolest thing that this came around. I wish this would have been around back when we were driving around doing stand up. Because when you're in the middle of Texas and you're going from gig to gig into New Mexico, out of Texas into Utah. You get 2 stations, maybe 1 station, and so just the fact that you can listen to the same thing all across the country, it's amazing. So I wish Sirius would have come along back when we were doing what we do. But the fact that I can go on live now and I can talk to my fans and all those people out on the road listening, it's a blast. I love it.
Yeah, and that's Jeff and Larry's Comedy Roundup, SiriusXM 97, and then you can hear Larry's show, Larry's Weekly Roundup. It's Fridays, 10 a.m. to 12 p.m., and that's Eastern.
Yeah, that's Eastern.
That's Eastern.
9 to 11
They
Central.
repeat it, right? Don't they repeat?
Yeah, I think they repeat on Saturday, and I think they repeat it on Sunday.
And for the Jeff and Larry's Backyard Barbecue, which, God, that sounds like fun. You go to jeffandlarrybbq.com, jeffandlarrybbq.com for more information on that. And We want to thank you, bro. We want to
Yeah.
thank you, Larry the Cable
Well,
Guy.
Thanks for coming in and doing this with me, Jimmy.
Thanks for having me. I love
appreciate
seeing
it.
you.
Oh, I always love seeing you. We go way back. And thanks you guys for coming
Yeah,
in.
check out
and seeing
Mater
it.
today. The movie's
This
out
was,
right now. The new Cars movie is in theaters right now.
That's right. It's going to be good. Go see Cars 3. Get her done.
Get her done. Thanks for coming, Larry.
Yeah, thanks, everybody. Thank you so much.